What's up, everybody? It's Nick here from thegameraccess.com with Unscripted Access, episode number 22. On this week's show, we got Ashton Holiday,
What up?
Bridget Sexton,
Hi guys.
and Bronson Fiore.
Pandaria.
So we
Pandaria.
so we are back after the Tokyo Game Show, and news is
We were there.
incredibly.
We were totally
I
there.
wish. Oh my God. Hopefully next year.
Yeah,
But news is been incredibly slow. Pretty much the only thing that's being talked about is the Wii U, because the Wii U releases in less than 2 months.
And games have actually been coming out, so they don't need to feed us
Oh yes,
information.
Borderlands 2 came out. Bronson, I know you've been playing Borderlands 2. What are your thoughts on it? I know you're working on your review, but give an overview of your thoughts about Borderlands 2 up to this point, or anyone else that's played it as well.
So, the things I didn't like about the original Borderlands were a lack of story, the shooting felt kind of stiff and kind of shitty, like in Fallout 3, and the fact that I felt like I was in a fucking giant desert wasteland most of the time. All three of those issues fixed. So I've been really liking it. Expect a very positive review. The co-op's fun. They do that Diablo thing where it's a constant feedback loop of experience, money, or loot. So you're always compelled to play more and more and more. I know I got the day it came out. Then the next morning I started playing it at 10:30 in the morning and didn't stop until 4 in the afternoon. So, it's really good. I expect a positive review.
Yeah, I haven't had much time to play with it either. I do actually have it on the PC, and there will be an editorial going up on the site probably next week discussing NVIDIA and their technology with Borderlands 2. So definitely look out to that. Look forward to that. Pretty impressive, and I'll be kind of outlining those couple of features.
If you want to play with me and you listen to the show or the Gamecast or any of our other shows, Undying Sarge, capital U, capital S, all one word. Add me. I'm going to be playing a lot over the next week because I'm going to try and get as much in so I can write a proper review. So feel free to add me, and I'll play my Gunzerker, and you can play whatever else. And
Gunzerker, that's what I'm playing as too. Going gun blazing.
I made mine bald and made him look like the guy from Breaking Bad and named him Walter White.
Walter White, oh my God.
So, the thing is, the hairstyle gave me the idea, because when you flip to it, it says Breaking Bald. So I was just like, okay, we're going to do this. And my friend Matt, I was playing with him, and his commando looks like Patches the Hobo. So you have Walter White and Patches the Hobo killing everything.
That is awesome. But yeah, Borderlands 2 has been getting a lot of great feedback. I'm definitely excited to dive back into it when I find time. For you guys that don't know, I talked about briefly last week about the whole move to LA, Hollywood, or whatever. So we're recording this on Wednesday. I fly out Friday. So yeah, these next coming week and a half is gonna be pretty crazy.
Especially because I'm gonna have a ton of reviews for you people over
Yes.
the next 2 weeks. So
Yes, it's going to be insane. We have a lot of content coming. Also, if you like to see me like travel and be touristy, well, not really touristy because I'm gonna be looking for places to stay. But regardless, definitely stay tuned to my Twitter at Nick McCandless if you aren't already following me. So there's going to be a lot of pictures going up. I'm really hoping they'll let me take pictures of the studio so you guys will be able to see the studio I'll be working in, because it's amazing. So hopefully they'll let me take pictures. If they let me take pictures, I will tweet those out. And hopefully I'm working on a press release with them to be sent out with more details on who I'll be working with and kind of what's going to be coming in the future. So expect that to come out soon. I will not be hosting the podcast next week. Our very own Ashton Holiday will be. So look out for that next week. I will be MIA just because I'll be focused on finding a place for me to get all situated and get settled in. But once I'm all settled in, the following week, everything will be back to normal as far as that goes. So definitely look forward to that. But let's go ahead and head into the news with the Nintendo Wii U launch lineup of 23 games. Now, I'm not going to go through all of them, but the big titles being Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I know we're all super excited for that.
Oh yes, yes.
Transformers
I love Call of
Prime.
Duty.
Uh,
I'm so looking forward to a yearly Call of
Oh,
Duty.
whatever.
Yep.
Transformers.
It'll be decent at least.
Transformers Prime, Epic Mickey 2. We have Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Wii U Edition, New Super Mario Brothers U, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, Nintendo Land, obviously. Let's see what Darksiders 2 is coming out, Assassin's Creed 3, Just Dance 4, Zombie U, which is the one I'm actually looking forward to, and Batman Arkham City. Those are pretty much the
I'm
big launch titles that are coming
I'm
out.
I'm really disappointed that Tank is not a launch title.
Yeah, Tank is coming out in November though. Tank's coming out in November, so it'll be shortly afterwards. It could be like
That
the following
game
week.
that game is a four-player arcade game where you all control tanks and fight against giant monsters. Like
No, they got
like
some cool games coming out soon.
yeah, and so I think that thing actually looks really cool. If I actually had friends who'd be down playing that game, I'd totally consider getting a Wii U just for it.
Yeah, Tank comes out in November, so you won't have to wait too long after it comes out. Is anyone here looking to purchase a Wii U around launch?
If I find another day job between then and the launch, I'll totally get one. They're out of pre-orders at most places for it, and there's a waiting list. So uh, when the games I want are out for it, I'll probably be able to buy one because the games I'm interested in are Mario, Pikmin, Tank, The Wonderful 101, and Bayonetta. Like
No
all
interest
those
for Zombie U?
yeah, Zombie U, I am interested, but it doesn't call out to me as much as the Wonderful 101 and Tank. So, Zombie U does look cool, though. Saw it at PAX. But, yeah, so, I don't know, just, if it was $50 cheaper, I'd definitely be considering getting one at launch, even with looking for another job right now. But, you know, uh, yeah, so, thinking about it, what about you guys? Are you getting one? Hello?
And silence. So I guess Ashton and Bridget will not be going in on the Wii U at launch. As far as it goes for me, very good chance because I wanted to do coverage and kind of what I'm getting myself into. That's something that's going to be discussed, so I'm not going to confirm, but there's a really good chance that I will have a Wii U that I will be using, which will be used for coverage. So hopefully, if I'm able to get that arranged, you can expect to see a lot of coverage, assuming everything goes through and I'm able to do my thing around the launch of the Wii U. The games, obviously, I'll be covering as many as possible, but certainly Mario, Zombie U, Nintendo Land, the big titles, but I'll be covering as much as possible, assuming everything works
I,
out.
the main reason that I would want to get one at launch is to fucking play and review Mario because I played that at PAX and if like I have no problem getting people over in my house to play games and that game 5-player co-op was so much fun.
Yeah, the Mario games, like I said, people are always like, what the hell's wrong with you? But I've never really gotten into the Mario games other than Super Smash Brothers and Mario Party. Well, Mario Party is one of those games I can't play by myself. Like, I have to have a group of people to play Mario Party. But Super Smash Brothers is fun, but the other Mario, like the platformers, I just never really got into them. And people always ask me why, and I'm like, I don't know. I just don't get into them.
They're so much fun to me. With the exception of the newest one on 3DS, I've loved all of them. Galaxy 2, in my opinion, is the best game of the generation. Like if you make me say best, like not favorite, but like most well-made game of this generation, I would say it's Mario Galaxy 2. So yeah.
As Bronze's
That
ringtone.
only means one thing.
But yeah, I mean, Ashton and Bridget, what do you guys think about the Wii U? Is it at least appealing to you at launch?
It's definitely appealing. I just am broke. If I had the money, I would
Yeah,
absolutely jump in on it.
kind of my situation on that is kind of invest in what I have.
I mean, they got a bunch of great games. The system itself is awesome. The price isn't terrible considering what the other consoles are going to be. But I just simply don't have the money right now. But I absolutely would if I could.
The wonderful joy of being a broke gamer. They don't go too well because gaming is an expensive hobby. Gaming. You got your consoles, especially when the new consoles are coming out, because you have to buy the consoles, then you have to buy any additional controllers if you want to get those. Then you got to buy at least one game, and it's like, oh god, starting from ground zero again. It's like I got to build the collection, and yes, it's backwards compatible, but still at the same time, it's like having to put that money out just for the hardware alone.
Right.
Yeah,
Steam.
and then you're
Steam
talking
sales.
about $50-$60 a game. It's like gaming isn't cheap. Like gaming,
It's not.
it takes the money. It takes the money to support it. So hopefully with the Wii U, like I said, no promises, but I'm gonna do my best to have a Wii U so that I'm able to provide you guys with the best coverage possible. And then we'll see what happens with Bronson. Hopefully he's able to obtain one, and we'll kind of see how things go from there. But I'm definitely excited. Like I said, we talked a lot about the Wii U last week, so we're not going to go too much into it. But I'm very excited to see kind of how it does, how it turns out. Like I said, I don't think it's going to do as good as the Wii. However, I do think it will do better than the GameCube. I think it's going to sell. It's going to round out about the 40-50 million. I think it's going to do pretty well. Pretty much like how the PS3 and 360 did this current generation. That's kind of how I expect the Wii U to do. I do not expect it to take off like it did with the Wii, just because of pricing, and I don't see it catching on as well, and I don't think the rush from the Wii to the Wii U is going to be as significant as from the GameCube to the Wii, because that's a really big jump, a much wider market. Whereas the Wii to Wii U, there's gonna be a lot of parents and grandparents who are like, okay, I'm fine with my Wii, or hey, I don't even play my Wii anymore. Why do I need a Wii U? That's kind of where I see sales kind of decreasing a bit.
Well, I mean, there are two issues that Nintendo's having to deal with. One is the perceived notion that the Wii U is an accessory to the Wii and not its own console. That was something that came up. I know I've mentioned it on this podcast before, if not the Gamecast, but when Reggie went on Jimmy Fallon to show off the Wii U, and Jimmy Fallon said, "No, so this is the new accessory for the Wii, right?" And that even though Reggie, corrected him, like that's the mindset that people not in the know, like that's what they're in, and so
that's why
that's going to hit them hard.
That's why I think they should have completely abandoned the Wii name. Yes, the Wii is a successful brand, but the Wii U makes it sound like an accessory.
I imagine they were satisfying someone who said, we need to make the Wii, we need to connect this to the fad that was the Wii, keep this going as much as possible. But I don't think that was a very good idea. The other issue is that with the Wii, they had that motion gaming gimmick going on. And while they certainly have the gimmick of like a tablet controller and whatnot, we've already seen everything with the iPad and all that good stuff. And it's a great controller. I love the way it looks. I have yet to hold it and all that, but it does not have that same new unknown territory feeling that the Wii had.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I think it will be successful, but I do think it's going to be a rude awakening for Nintendo. I think Nintendo is expecting this to be just as successful as the Wii, and I just do not see it happening.
This is Nintendo, we have to remember.
Well, yeah, Mr. Reggie Fils-Aimé, who is more cocky than anyone else. And yes, he kind of has the right to be after the Wii.
Sure.
But it's like, okay, let's see how the Wii U does. That's what I'm really curious to see. So, comes out November 18th, less than 2 months. It's kind of crazy. It's like the Wii U wasn't. It was announced over a year ago, but it feels like it was just yesterday the thing was announced, and now it's finally about to hit store shelves. We don't really have a date on the next PlayStation and Xbox. We're all assuming next year. I don't really see it coming much later. I mean, we've already seen, yes, we still have amazing games coming out like God of War, Gears of War, Halo. Yes, we have all these great games coming out, but you can just kind of see it's like, okay, it's time to move on to the next console. I mean, yes, especially on the PlayStation side of things. I mean, Halo 4 looks amazing. Gears of War Judgment looks amazing, but Gears of War Judgment looks just like Gears of War 3. Halo 4 looks amazing, but it's not a benchmark per se for visuals. The Last of Us for PlayStation 3, yes, that game looks absolutely stunning, even beats Uncharted, but you can kind of tell the Last of Us pretty much that's that's sucking all the power out of the console, considering that we're a good 6 years into the PS3, 5, 6 years to the PS3's life cycle. They've had all this time to build these engines and learn how to take advantage of the console. This is pretty much their limit point. So it's time to move on to the power. I mean, I just got the iPhone 5. My iPhone 5 has double the RAM of my PlayStation 3. That's just crazy to even think of. It's crazy to think about that. That's obviously the main limiting factor. Everyone's complaining about the RAM in these consoles. So hopefully we'll definitely see that resolved with the next PlayStation and Xbox. What we're going to see, we don't know. Definitely better hardware. How much better, I'm very curious to see. Are we going to see something similar to the Wii U? We already saw the leaked documents of the Microsoft Surface, which is actually the name of their tablet. Is that going to be integrated somehow? I hope not.
They're gonna try.
I mean, I'm sure they're going to integrate it some way. I just really hope for both Sony and Microsoft that they remain their focus on hardcore gamers. Because if they start forcing tablets in my hand or these freaking motion controllers, I'm gonna be pissed off. It
depends on your opinion on what Sony's doing. Is they seem to be trying to push more tech kind of stuff. I think Sony's the closest because Microsoft has shown with the design of their menu and stuff, they're trying to become more than
that's the thing.
Console, become the media.
Right, and see that's the thing. I love Microsoft. Like I love Halo. I love Gears of War. I love Forza. But I am a bit more concerned for Microsoft because their focus on Kinect. I don't have a problem with that. But it's like they're focusing so much on Kinect and entertainment versus hardcore gaming. It's like, okay, we have Gears of War and Halo, but what else is coming out? There's nothing else coming out on the platform. I don't know. It's like I hope we see things change because a company can only do so much. A company can't deliver to both the Wii market and the hardcore market at the same time, giving it all in on both sides. They can't do that.
The thing is, I'm not concerned like whether they'll do well, really. What I am concerned about, I'm not necessarily concerned, but they do seem to be going, more and more away from the hardcore market and really trying to make this more of a media console rather than a game console. And they'll do well selling it that way. It's just going to burn some hardcore gamers, and whenever Halo and Gears of War and Forza, when that's just not enough anymore. When the exclusive DLC for Call of Duty is not enough anymore,
Yeah, I mean, even with Forza, they're taking a more casual approach to it, which, like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just they're shifting towards that more casual approach, and I don't have a problem with that. Just do not let the hardcore market go, because those are the type of games that I like to play. Those are the type of games I know a lot of people like to play, and I do not want to see it go in this direction where they're like, oh, Nintendo's making all this money with the Wii, we've got to grab that market. No, look at the PlayStation 2. That's what companies need to look at as a benchmark. The PlayStation 2 satisfied every demographic.
They put out so many games. It was ridiculous. It was just all over the place.
I don't think there's ever been a platform to satisfy as wide of a range of a demographic as the PlayStation 2. Your hardcore games. I mean, you had your Grand Theft Auto. You had your Resident Evil. You have your casual games, like you had Spyro. Like you had those casual games. You had the hardcore games. You had the sports games. You had
RPGs.
Yeah, RPGs. Final Fantasy when it was actually good with Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
It's like the PlayStation 2 is what companies need to look at and be like, this is what gaming on a console needs to be. Because people bought the PlayStation 2 because whether you're in kindergarten or you're even retired. I mean, yes, the PlayStation 2 didn't grab as much of the casual market as the Wii per se, but it had a wider range. The Wii had no interest in me because almost every single game forced motion, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I will not be forced to use motion. I want to sit down and use a standard controller. It's kind of like you look back, now this is going way back to the classic games, when they started taking away joysticks. A lot of people were upset about that. And people are like, well, you just have to adapt to it. I hope that's not a situation we're running into where they're saying, oh, you just have to adapt to it. No, I want controllers. I don't want to have, I mean, virtual goggles, stuff like that, that's cool, but I do not want to be forced to do that. I want to have my standard controller regardless of whatever technology they come up with, because that's what I'm used to, that's what I like, that's what I enjoy, and if they go away from that, I'm going to be really upset. And that might, if they really start going that way, that might cause the PC market to kind of spike back up. Because PC with peripherals and everything, I mean, you don't have the limitations you do with consoles where your peripherals have to be approved through Sony or Microsoft to work with the console. Whereas PC, anyone can release something and it works. It's just downloading a driver and it instantly works. Really excited to see what happens. I know I'll definitely be at E3 next year. Hopefully we have a lot of the staff there. I'll definitely be at E3, and I will be super excited to see what Sony and Microsoft have to come out, and I hope they do not disappoint. Because even if, let's say, Microsoft heads towards that more casual approach, and I feel like if Microsoft, it's like during CES, they were showing off freaking Sesame Street with Kinect. It's like, that's at CES. It's like, this is CES. The people that are watching and paying attention to CES are not your kids or even parents. The people that are paying attention during CES are tech enthusiasts. They're not looking for Sesame Street.
Depending on how good the motion controls were, I mean, I could see the reasoning behind it.
Right, but regardless, you need to find a more mature way to show that technology.
That's not going to be Steel Battalion, because that game was broken.
It's just, I don't know. I really hope I'm just blowing a stink out of nothing. Like, I really hope that's the case, because I don't want to see this next generation go to the shitter. But I do have a reason to have concerns. So the PlayStation 3, I think they had a great.
I'm sorry, I just got to say, in any event, it is not going to go down the shitter. If anything, Nintendo will continue to do what Nintendo does, and PC has Steam going for it and good old games to keep selling great games and, promoting the indie and all that. Even if PS3 and Microsoft, even if all that went down, that'd suck. And this is like a worst case scenario. If those were to go away, that would suck, but we'd still have some great games to play.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be too big of an issue. I don't want to see the focus gradually, because I don't know. I just kind of see this downward trend. It's like Sony, what have you got? I mean, Sony's got a good selection of games, so I don't really have a reason to hate on them per se, but it's like E3, you spend 20 minutes on Wonderbook. It's like, do you really think you're gonna...
It's a lot of tech stuff that they try to push a lot of tech, and because they.
But even Wonderbook, it wasn't that impressive, because all that is augmented reality with VR cards. Like, we've seen that technology before. The PlayStation Vita does the same thing. It's I don't even see that being very impressive, and obviously they're doing it during E3, and the thing's messing up. It's not even functioning correctly. I'm like, oh my god, Sony. It's like, do you think people are buying a PlayStation 3 to get Wonderbook? Like, no. Like, that's something that would possibly do well on the Wii U, if not possibly the 360, but not the PlayStation 3. I'm like, no. Like, I'm calling it right now. It's going to fail miserably. And they're putting all this money into promoting Wonderbook. It's like, how about you take half of the money you're putting into marketing Wonderbook into marketing the PlayStation Vita? Because I don't see any marketing of that whatsoever. It's like, people don't even know what the Vita is.
I just hope that next generation Sony is working on making the online experience a much more integral experience.
Yes.
And playing your PS3, because that was a huge downfall.
That's the only thing I think. That's the only thing I think they lost out on, was the online, because people bought their 360 first. What had the better online network? The 360. What are people doing? They're buying the console their friends got, and then even if they've got all the consoles, which platform are they going to buy the game on? The console where the online experience is better, and the game on the system that their friends are getting it on. If the Xbox 360 delivers cross-game chat, especially when the PS3 first came out, like PS3, it wasn't terrible, but PSN's come a long way. And Xbox Live, since day one, yes, Xbox Live existed on the original Xbox, so Microsoft had that leap, but at the same time, that's why, you look at multi-platform games, there are those exceptions. Like I believe Burnout Paradise sold more on PS3. There were a couple of
Right.
multi-platform games that sold more on the PlayStation 3, but most games, like your big titles, like Call of Duty, it's not even close. They completely outsold the PlayStation 3 version. And while that's not
There's a lot of marketing stuff.
and while that's not a Sony published title, there is part of that money does go to Sony and Microsoft depending on what platform it's sold on. So that's more money to be more money generated. Sony's going through a strong financial issue right now. For many people don't know and didn't really go public because it doesn't really affect the public. Well, directly, it actually really impacts it negatively. Is the PR layoffs. As someone that works with these PR people on a daily basis, it's not only sad to see they laid off half of their PR. PlayStation, half of their PR was laid off. And it sucks because like I've met these people face to face and talked with them, and like this is a relationship I have with these people like 2 to 3 years, and to know half of them are gone, they're out of a job, and now it's like okay, so you lay off all these people, and you're getting into the holiday season. You don't get rid of the people that promote your games when the holiday season's coming up.
That's real big. That's a huge issue.
It's
I guess
like
that explains the lack of advertisement too.
yeah, it's just gonna get worse. It's just gonna get worse, and this is the thing. It's like okay, so then you got the holiday season, but then you've got God of War. You got whenever The Last of Us comes out. Like you can't afford to have these massive quality titles just not sell. And I understand sales is not everything, but if it doesn't sell, the developers aren't going to keep. Well, yes, they're first party studios, so they're still going to make it because they're still getting their money. But you're not going to see the value in the game if it's not selling. So it's like, oh man, like God of War Ascension, I'm not really that concerned about, but The Last of Us, I am because it's a new game. That game needs to be marketed. It's an incredible game. However, if it's not marketed correctly, it's not going to sell well. And I don't want to see an issue with like we saw with Heavenly Sword, where you see an incredible game come out. Awesome game. Yes, it was short, but other than that, the game was amazing, and we don't see a sequel because it doesn't sell. It's very upsetting. So it's sad, like I said, it's sad to see these PR people not have a job now, but then to know that, hey, Sony, the holiday season's coming up, you're heading into early 2013 where you've got all these big games coming out and you've got half the PR. It's like, and it sucks for people like me because it's like Sony always had the best PR out of all these companies. Always. Their PR is exceptional. But now it's like, okay, you cut their employees to half. I don't know how it's going to be now. I mean, I was trying to get a review copy. Email them. Guess what? They don't work with the company anymore. Email another person. They don't work with the company anymore. I'm like, are you serious? Like, there's some people, I'm like, he's been with the company for 8 years. He's been doing PR for PlayStation for 8 years and they laid him off? It's like, oh my God, it's terrible. But
and they're suffering everywhere other than games. That's the only thing they really got going, and to have that begin suffering now, that's really bad.
it's oh my God, Sony, please don't fall apart. It's like,
And then Microsoft is going their media route rather than catering to the game. So I don't know what the result of that's going to be. So just to see the possibilities of what could happen here, you know, if everything were to go bad, if everyone took the wrong strategy for the next year, like, you know, due to lack of PR people or whatever, you know, you don't market any of your games and they don't sell well, and oh man,
it's really bad. I mean, we complained about Sony up and down last week with the Tokyo Game Show, but it's like,
yeah.
it's like I love PlayStation to death, but at the same time, it's like I don't know what Sony's thinking right now. I understand you've got to make layoffs at times, but PlayStation's PR department is not where you need to be laying people off right now, because marketing is where you need to be throwing every dollar you have, because that's the reason why you're not selling stuff. Oh my God. Oh please.
We said this last week. We criticized because we really love Sony, and to see it, you know, starting to, you know, possibly be going down the shitters it really sucks. I mean, it's doing fine right now. It's doing okay. The loss of the PR people, not great. not doing well in any other area because they banked hard on those 3D TVs and all that good stuff. That's fucked. But they can pull this out. They just have to do it right.
Yeah, they need to hit it strong with the next PlayStation and get their marketing straight. Because if they market the same way they did with the PS3, it's not going to be any better.
Okay, so I want to, because I've been thinking about this for a while. How do you guys feel about how the next generation games should be priced?
Well, whether what we want them to be priced at, I'm thinking can promise you it's going to be about $69.99. It's going to have to be $70 just because development costs are constantly going up, and you're talking about new technologies, and now you're talking about people having to learn new engines, and they've been working on these games for years without having any money come in. It's going to have to be $70. As much as
Do
I
you
don't
think people are going to buy it?
Oh, yeah, of course they will. Because the way you look at it is people are buying games now at $60. People are be like, oh, what's another $10? It's like when you go up $10 every 7-8 years, it's not that noticeable. Now, yes, if you went $10 up every year or 2 years, that's where you'd have issues. But it's like you have these collector's editions that are over $100 that are selling out with pre-orders at times. It's like people aren't going to have an issue spending $70 on a game. Now, yes, people may be more selective. Which is what I think we've seen this generation. We've seen a lot more. I mean, you see games selling ridiculous numbers, but there aren't near as many reaching those type of numbers as you saw during the PS2 generation. Just because the price is continuously going up, and then the recession.
There are AAA party games that are certainly deserving of that price.
But like Call of Duty at $70 every single year, like no, they need to find a way to justify that $70 versus, let's say, an Uncharted or a Gears of War or a Halo. I think that justifies a $70 purchase. So as far as the pricing of the games, I'm thinking $70. As far as paying the game online, I expect those prices to stay the same. PlayStation will definitely charge. There's no way that Sony's gonna have free online with the next PlayStation. There's no way. And I don't have a problem paying $50-$60 a year for online. I said day one, I'd pay $50-$60 a year for PlayStation Online if it was as good as Xbox Live. I would not have a problem with that.
Right.
So
I just pay for mine once a year, so I don't.
Yeah, I mean it's like $50-$60 a year. It's like
per year.
Yeah, you pay it once a year and you're done with it. And
I'm back. What did I miss?
We welcome Bronson back to the show. We're just complaining about PlayStation with their PR layoffs and how they laid off PR with the holiday season coming up. It's like the worst time. We're pretty much we're not hating on Sony, but it's like we're like, come on guys, like
we're criticizing them out of love.
Yeah, we're criticizing them pretty strongly. Because it's like, how do you fire half your PR before the holidays?
I mean, it's not their fault that certain things going on with certain portables aren't going well.
Oh, I knew that was coming. But
all right.
But that you make cuts. You don't make cuts in PR before the holiday season. That's my whole thing. And you certainly don't cut half of them. It's like this is when these media outlets are going to be contacting you all the time. You're going to need to be marketing. And does Sony know how to market? No, not recently. They had that like good year and a half with the new PS3 Slim. Where they brought in Kevin Butler, and now he's doing Bridgestone tires with the Wii U advertisements.
They took him out now. All those commercials, they took him out now.
Yeah, and they never said why. I think there was probably some contract breach with Sony where Kevin Butler probably signed saying that he couldn't work with any competitors for a certain amount of time, and he didn't think about it, and he shot the commercial, and Sony's like, hold up, Kevin Butler, you signed this, you just breached the contract, and he's like, holy crap. I mean, that's probably what happened.
No, it's for Bridgestone commercial.
Yeah, but it featured the Wii U.
They didn't tell me that till I got there, right?
But, yes, I mean...
So, did I miss anything else besides the PR layoff?
No, all we talked about was pretty much the Wii, whether we think it's... We just went over the Wii U a little bit more and the PlayStation layoffs, but we're going to move on to the Assassin's Creed Ezio trilogy. So, This is going to be launching exclusively on the PlayStation 3. It's going to be Assassin's Creed Revelations, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed 2. It's kind of surprising not to see the first Assassin's Creed. That's kind of weird. But all three of those Assassin's Creed...
It's the Ezio trilogy.
It's the Ezio trilogy, only Ezio.
Oh, yeah, duh. Dumb moment there. I
love Ezio and the whole Italian Renaissance thing just because I'm half Italian.
Anything else? Any other reason you love at all?
Well, those are actually kind of quality games other than their...
Yeah, they are.
Just because he's Italian. But yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking Assassin's Creed. I forgot the Ezio part was in there. But yeah, so you get all three games for $40.
A lot of companies have been doing this year. You know, we got Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, God of War, Infamous.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense just simply because of the fact that it's not costing them anymore. The games are already out there. The games are years old. It's like they might as well. I mean, and then Mass Effect. They're doing the Mass Effect trilogy on the PlayStation 3.
You're getting one. It's on the PS3 and 360 and PC. You're getting all three of them for $60.
Was considering Mass Effect 3 came out this year?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And I think you're getting all the DLC for those games also. So, I don't know. That's pretty cool. It's good that PS3 owners finally get to experience Mass Effect 3.
Mass Effect 1, you mean?
Mass Effect 1, sorry. I don't know. Like, I've already played through those games. I'm happy to play through the first one for trophies, though. But... I love these collections, I really do, because for people, like, I know a lot of people who like a certain series, be it God, or, like, have been interested in a certain series, like, I'll talk about how much I like Infamous or God of War or something like that, and what'll happen is they'll be like, well, where should I start? And I'm like, buy that thing, it has the 1, 2, and 3 on it for $30, and they can just go pick it up. Like, it's brilliant. It's really smart.
It's great. It's awesome. I love it.
How much do you love it?
I love it so much because I am planning on trying to get the Sly collection, because that's a great collection. Everyone should get the Sly collection.
I have it.
Well, then you can just give it to me, right? You'd just do that.
Right, totally.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I might do a trade if you have an interesting collection to give me in return.
I've got a game you totally don't have. It's called Resistance 3 Resistance the Third.
Have it, but okay.
What? Whatever. All right. Hang on. Let me look through here. I have this copy of Fire Red.
I'm good. Thanks.
Oh, okay. I wasn't gonna give it to you anyway. I still have to get through that. We got Saints Row the Third.
Have it.
Skyrim.
Have it.
Reach.
Have it.
Your mother. God damn it. I felt like that was the better joke. I was gonna say Half-Life 3, but that's.
Yeah, I'll do that trade if you have that.
Yeah.
Sure.
I will make that trade.
I'll make it. Gabe Newell wants to trade me Half-Life 3 for Sly.
God, I can't. I'm making all this money, but I spent it all on knives. I need my Sly collection.
Yep.
Do you think Gabe Newell likes Sly collection or Sly?
I don't know. Do bronies typically like Sly Cooper? Gabe Newell's a brony.
Yeah, brony. Well, I mean, what's the percentage of brony watchers that are also into furries? Furries.
If you are a furry, you're probably into Sly Cooper in some fashion.
Well, right, that's what I'm saying. So,
because I mean, technically, like I played the second and third. Like I played all of them, and the second and third one, Carmelita Fox looks like furry art. Like she absolutely does. Look like furry
absolutely.
Art. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's a thing.
To tell you the truth, they kind of all. I bet if we went to a furry con, we'd find the Sly Cooper game.
Oh, totally would. Don't doubt that at all.
And probably like Ratchet.
Yeah,
Do you think anyone would dress up as a Lombax?
No, Ratchet's an alien. That's considered alien. I don't think that fits into the furry thing.
Okay. demonstrating how much I know about Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, Lombax is alien. Lombax is not an actual animal.
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot's also a real animal. Forgot what he's called.
I know that.
But hold on.
What's Jack? Is he just like an elf dude?
Yeah, it's a whole race of elf people. And
Okay.
Daxter is what is called an Ottsel. That's also an actual animal.
Daxter, Oxel. Oh.
An Ottsel, yep.
Ottsel, whatever. God.
The Jack and Daxter collection is actually $20 now. I've thought about that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like I could go through all three of those. Those
are great games.
Yeah, those are great games and trophies. Fuck yeah.
God, ever since Nick left, this just went off the rails.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm so used to having to respond to Nick on this show that.
All right.
Like,
I don't know what else want to talk about while he's not here.
That one guy wanted to know on the Gamecast, which probably answered on that. Did you really come out as pansexual?
That's right. So I meant to talk about this before, but for some reason I can't comment on the site. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I came out a few weeks ago.
So
yep, not pulling anyone's leg.
So you like men and women? Great.
Yep.
Yeah, Joe is too.
And anything else you can think of the humanoid species?
The humanoid.
Not the humanoid. God damn it.
No.
Oh, hey, what's up?
I don't know.
Nick, he says he's back. And then
Yeah, I'm back. I didn't know what you guys were talking about.
All right.
Well, yeah, we started talking about collections, and then bronies, and then Sly Cooper, and Sly Cooper led to furries, and then he asked me what I want to talk about, and I said, "You see that one question on the Gamecast about you being pansexual?" And, yeah. So anyway,
all right, cool. So I'll edit the weird whatever moments in there.
No, it's cool. Keep it in there. I think that flows. It's pretty funny too. So.
All right. Well, I'll listen to it and see how it goes.
By the way, did you know they just cut the price on the Jack and Daxter collection down to $20?
Oh dang, that ain't
Those
bad.
are great games.
Those are great games. If you have not played them, be sure to check those out. Another great series from the PlayStation 2 era. But
yeah, that's what we were talking about. PlayStation 2, man.
But moving on, Uncharted 3 teams up with America's top model. Yes.
This saddens me.
You heard it right now. This is the thing. This is my thought on this. I look at it as a positive way and a negative way. Negative is obvious. Really, America's top model, Uncharted 3, there's no relation whatsoever. But
really, America's top model in general exists as a thing.
But, however, do look at it from the positive side. Sony is marketing Uncharted 3 to a market that doesn't know what Uncharted 3 is. It makes sense. They're marketing Uncharted 3 they're not marketing Uncharted 3 to IGN, where people reading IGN already know about Uncharted 3 in the first place, so they're marketing to no one, whereas people watching America's Next Top Model, like, oh, what's Uncharted? Oh, this is Uncharted 3. What's this game about? It's
me.
I wonder how much they show.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm the only person watching the show and going, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah.
The thing is, everyone watching that show...
Bridge is the exception.
Immediately go out and buy PS3s now.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not.
Of course, they're going to get that slim version.
Yep, they're all going to go buy that slim.
Yeah, that wonderful looking console.
That oscillating fan, yeah.
Yeah, it especially looks like an oscillating fan if you prop it on its side with the stand.
Right,
it has a stand for it now, and to put it on its side.
Now I just need it to move left and right.
I just kind of wonder what they're thinking having these chicks do this.
Yeah, so pretty much
because they're like.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much what they're doing, because I didn't really go into detail, is they're going to be doing mocap, and I'll embed the video when I put the podcast. I'll embed the video of the preview where the contestants in the show are going to have to do mocap, and in the preview they were showing them doing mocap, and then they were showing Nathan Drake and God, how did I forget her name?
What's her name?
Brain fart. Help me, the blonde girl in Uncharted. Elena.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, so they're showing Nathan Drake and Elena on a boat, and they were doing mocap, and it was modeling it to Nathan Drake and Elena. So, and it was like, this isn't, we're not confused, folks. This is clearly Uncharted 3 here. There's not even, it's clear. Trust me. So, yeah, what are your guys' thoughts?
Why is this a show?
See, Bronson, that's why you need to start your rants. This would be a perfect rant for you.
Why? Great. I guess it's to a different audience.
Well, right. I mean, there are worse ways to portray a video game. Like, would you rather see CSI talking about a killer who played video games a lot?
I would rather that they. You know what? Neither of these are good, but this is the lesser of two evils, I guess.
There. Okay.
I don't know why they have these people that have absolutely
like the people who watch that show.
Gonna use it.
People who watch that show are not gonna go out and buy fucking a PS3 and Uncharted now. Like, why?
But the contestants mocapped it. I've got to buy it now.
Like the husbands who are forced to watch it with them might like that. It could be a thing, but other than that, no.
Like, oh, this is less boring for 2 minutes.
But yeah, I heard about that. I can't remember who I heard it from. And they're like, do you hear about Uncharted being on Next Top Model? I'm like, okay, yeah, something's not right. Like, you're smoking...
Right. Someone mixed something up.
You're smoking something. And they're like, no.
Someone whispered a rumor to the front of the line, and you were at the back.
Yeah.
You got it. What?
And then they sent me the video, and I'm like, you cannot be... Like, someone edited it. No, seriously. Right. Someone edited this video. Like, someone just took, like, these random mocaps and then threw it... And then I'm like, okay, this is from the official CW YouTube. No, this is really happening. So, I'm not going to lie. This will be the first and the last episode of America's Next Top Model that I watch. I'm professing it right now.
I will say that this would be a perfect topic to bring up whenever we do that. We have to say nothing but nice things, like segment.
Great, yeah. See what we.
Oh boy.
Hey, there's this really mean bitchy girl on there though. Like, I don't like her.
Really?
She's mean.
Really, a mean, vapid, bitchy girl's a model? You don't say.
Dude, no, she is. Ugh.
I was more concerned with like the gay guy in that preview that gets put up. That guy is snooty as hell. I good luck to you guys watching it, because what was that?
Did you see the dude that was like wearing the outfit that was just like covered in different like smiley faces and shit? Like, this dude's telling us how to dress.
Oh god! As long as we're talking about weird things, have you guys seen that new Assassin's Creed? Advertisement they put out with a pop song in it? Like, oh god!
No, what? Which one?
I don't know.
Call Me Maybe.
Sing it.
I would have to listen to it again. I just remember that today when we're talking about stuff that doesn't fit together. I was on IGN.
I just met you, and this is crazy. But I'm an assassin.
So kill me, maybe.
I actually heard a really good one with Batman. So I don't know. Anyway,
but I never heard of the Assassin's Creed thing. No.
No. Well, go watch a couple videos on IGN, and I'm sure you'll see the advertisement eventually.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for the news. Like I said, there's not much news at all this week, guys. Anything else you guys want to bring up before we head into the comments and questions? It's going to be a relatively short podcast. I know, Jay Sway, you're going to flip out because every time we have a show under 2 hours, you always bring the fact up that it's under 2 hours, and I apologize. But to hold you over, if you haven't listened to it already, the previous Gamecast was 4 hours. So that should hold you over.
Yeah, I mean, that evens out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really funny this week, guys. We did a lot of work this week.
So, yeah, I was reading the comments. I've got to listen to it because I was reading some of the comments. I'm like, wow, I definitely got to listen to this one. So, yeah, anything else you guys want to bring up before we head into the comments and questions?
The Vita, one of its games, one of the few games coming to it, actually has a release date. And Persona 4, The Golden, is coming out November 20th. Halo 4, one of the things you'll be able to play as online is the Flood. One of the factions and things you'll be able to play as is the Flood from the previous Halo
Wow.
games.
That thing gave me nightmares, kid.
Yeah, well, now you can give other small children playing that game nightmares as they call you the N-word. Because it's Halo
Right.
Online.
God damn it.
Well, I'm going to do a quick look over stuff we might have missed. You guys talk about
like big boys.
Did you guys hear about the new 3D Realms game?
No, I didn't.
It's a game called Earth No More. And they're trying to do crowdfunding, and George Broussard is not involved in any way.
There's a lot of... I've noticed that with a lot of games. They're starting to do outside funding on these games. I mean, that's kind of what David Jaffe's doing.
It's because they don't want publishers to fucking ruin it, and
Well,
I
yeah.
can't blame them.
Yeah, that's what David Jaffe's doing. He doesn't want that publisher on his nuts anymore.
I mean, so many developers are doing that now, like, and I think it's kind of a good thing because gamers can tell people the games they want by funding the right kind of ideas, and these greedy motherfucking publishers can go fuck themselves.
Plus, you would at least hope that being a developer, it's like, okay, you have outside sources helping fund the project. Let's make sure it's a pretty decent game. I would at least hope so.
Right.
Yeah, like,
well, I mean, you would hope that you would take that approach anyway, but it's even more risky with people, with your consumers that are directly funding it.
So I have a bit of news here. The team that made Banjo-Tooie, that is currently working for Microsoft under Rare, they want to make a spiritual successor to it.
That would be good.
That, you know what, Microsoft could use some exclusives, and I'm not against that.
Why not? Why spiritual? Why not just 3?
Hold on, I'll pull up the story.
Never been a fan of Banjo-Kazooie. I know.
Well,
I liked it from a distance. I never actually played it.
I mean, if you don't like Mario platformers, you're probably not going to like most platformers, because most of them take elements from those games.
Isn't it like an open world? Or at least...
Have you played Mario 64?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Who hasn't, really?
It's kind of like that.
Okay, well, from what I've seen, it looks fun.
Okay, so they're former Rare developers. A Twitter account named Mingy Jongo announced that some former Rare developers want to create a spiritual successor to Banjo-Tooie, but they want to make sure it still has an audience. Beginning of September, it has 4,000 followers. They intend to make a 3D platformer picking off where Banjo-Tooie did.
We have to fund that.
If it has a Kickstarter, they will absolutely have my money.
Damn.
I am so starved for good 3D platformers that aren't Ratchet and Clank or Mario. So
yeah, man, I would love platformers to come back, man. Platformers were awesome.
It was
a wonderful time.
So would you guys like BioShock Infinite figurines?
No. I've never been a fan of gaming memorabilia. Well, I take that back. There's some gaming memorabilia I have, but in general, no.
If that game turns out good, I'm going to be interested in these. They stand 6.5 to 7.5 inches tall, and they're different figures for BioShock Infinite, and they're coming out sometime in December.
They come out before the game comes out. Awesome.
Yeah. If the game turns out good, great. I'm going to probably pick them up. And they're Rose and the Boy of Silence are the two that they've shown.
Yeah, not really that interested. Really, the only gaming memorabilia I have is it's memorabilia that I don't really buy. It's been given to me. I mean, it gives it some type of sentimental value, like my Kratos skate deck that came from Stig, God of War mask that came from Sony, stuff like that, and then swag I've picked up at the convention, stuff like that. Like, actually purchasing gaming memorabilia has never really been something of interest to me. That's why I don't really buy collector's editions of games. It's just something that I don't know. This isn't me.
For me, it's figures and posters. Those are the big two. Like figures and posters. Like I love those two. I love to have them on display. And shirts. Shirts also. Like I
Love
have,
posters. Posters are great.
Like I have a crap ton of gaming shirts. So the Humble Indie Bundle is continuing the rest of this week, and right now it's up to $8 or no $6. And if you pay $6.05, or no, sorry, so if you pay more than $6.05, you get the following indie games: Vessel, Torchlight, SPAZ, Shatter, Rokard, Dust Force, Bit Trip Runner, Gratuitous Space Battles, Jamestown, and Wizorb.
Wow.
All on Steam, all with their soundtracks. You can choose whether the money goes to the developers or to Child's Play. And yeah, there you go. So the Humble Indie Bundle is awesome, and you should all go pay fucking $6 for this right fucking now.
That's a great deal. Oh, man, I want that just for like Wizorb and Jamestown. Those games are crazy.
Yeah, I want it for Gratuitous Space Battle. I think I'm gonna go do that after this.
That's awesome. All right.
Yeah, I've definitely been getting into indie titles this year because the major titles are disappointing and the indie titles have not been.
Yeah, that's how it's kind of been this year.
So Valve has a hardware engineer. Did we cover that last week?
I don't think so.
So they're continuing to work on their hardware stuff,
yeah.
But and it'll be like in beta or something in a while. But yeah, they're working with stuff.
So, how many of you guys played the classic arcade game or the 3D version of the classic arcade game Spy Hunter?
Not.
Okay, well, then you're probably not going to give a shit about this, but the movie is back on track, and the Zombieland director is directing it.
Is The Rock in it?
We can only hope.
I remember somehow, somewhere, that was a joke. Something between Spy Hunter and The Rock. I don't know what it is. Did The Rock have any... Was he like in a 3D version of Spy Hunter? I forget.
I know that he was in that terrible Doom movie, and he was also...
I do know that.
He also unveiled the original Xbox with Bill Gates. So
did he?
Yep.
I forgot about that. Oh my god. Oh, The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah. Oh my god. Every time I think of The Rock, I think Fast 5. Oh, that was awesome. That was an awesome scene.
Onimusha 4 is currently being worked on by Capcom.
How many mo-capped horses they got?
Hundreds.
Fantastic.
Just so you know, more cable companies are going to be doing cloud-based streaming over Xbox Live starting early next year, which, fuck cable. Honestly, if it weren't for Breaking Bad, I think I wouldn't even watch television, because I go to sports bars for sports, so, I mean, yeah.
I haven't had TV in over a year, like a year and a half, maybe 2.
You just go to bars, right?
I don't go anywhere. I don't need it. I really don't need it. I have this portal right here in front of me. It's called the Internet. And on the Internet, you have TV, which can be acquired legally and or illegally if you so choose. I will not endorse either. And that takes care of all my needs.
Me too.
Hell, I mean, at this point, at this rate, it's going to take care of my games problem, too.
So, we enjoyed Saints Row the Third last year, Ashton.
Yeah, we did.
It was one of the wackiest games ever made. Well,
damn.
If you don't own that game already, this November it's coming out with all the DLC packed in.
Oh, okay. Neat.
So, yeah, and this December, you're apparently going to get all of The Walking Dead on a disc.
Makes sense.
The game. The Telltale's Walking Dead shuffles onto disc this December. All 5 episodes.
Okay, so that means that episode 5 is totally coming out this year.
Yep.
All right, well...
Imagine.
What do you guys think?
Makes sense. I mean,
game of the year?
Yeah, I think that's a good option for those that don't... They either aren't comfortable downloading digital titles or just prefer to have a physical copy. I think that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, to throw all 5 on one disc, it makes perfect sense. I mean, there's really no reason not to. So,
How much does it cost again?
it'll probably be $60.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 30. It'll probably be 30.
I want to say 40.
Well, what do they charge for the episodes separately?
Like
$5.
$5.
Oh God! Wow. Yeah.
Like 25, 30.
Yeah, 25, 30. My bad.
Yeah, so apparently Time Warner Cable and Xbox Live are fighting.
Oh
So,
God!
what's this about?
A
Yeah.
cable company fighting with someone else. What else is new?
Oh no!
Yeah, really. So yeah, a new game has been kickstarted. Basically, it's like a Geometry Wars type game, but based around music. It's called Rhythm Destruction. Looks pretty interesting. And Sly Cooper has a release date.
Oh my God! What?
February on Vita and PS3.
That's not a date.
Or, sorry, time slot, I should say.
Oh, fine. God damn it! Get me all worked up. Okay, February. Fine. All right.
Okay. Hey, at least it's something. It's better
It
than...
is something. It is something.
It
I will
is
give
better
you that.
than, hey, 2013.
Oh God damn it! Shit. That year's gonna be so.
Or Valve and Blizzard's favorite answer, when it's done.
Well, yeah. You know what? I don't. Yeah. They can release Half-Life 3 whenever. I don't care anymore. Done.
Okay, so the last bits of news is, obviously, new Warcraft expansion came out Tuesday. Well, at the midnight launch down in Irvine, California, the big party that Blizzard throws for all the fans. 2 things were announced. 1, Season 6 of The Guild starts next week. Big, popular online web series starring Felicia Day.
Yay!
And secondly, that the Warcraft movie is in production. It does have a director, and they are currently working on the script, and they are good. And it is probably, and from the hints that Metzen, the lead writer and creative director over at Blizzard, says that it's going to be stuff for people who are fans of the first 2 games. So I'm going to take a guess and say the first and second war.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's all the news.
All right. Anything else before the comments and questions? No. All right, Bronson. I hand it to you.
Okay, so first comment is from Lambo91. I highly doubt PS4 will charge you money to play online. I'm not saying it will never happen, but for now, nope. Sony are smarter than that. Dude, man.
It's a Europe thing. It's
Oh, okay.
over there they say "are" because Sony is a group of people.
Okay, all right.
Sony are a group of people.
All right, my bad. They're the only console that lets you play online for free. They won't lose this name. I'm sorry, Nick, but the look of the new PS3 model looks sexy as hell.
Oh God!
I think it's better looking than the fat and old slim. It's okay. Everyone has different tastes. The majority of people like big booties. I prefer small ones.
I
Fans enjoy
love that.
yes.
I love that
So-
relation. I love it.
That's a good analogy,
Nice.
I guess.
I saw a picture that compared that console to the others, and I actually did kind of like it. So
I didn't think it was that bad when compared to the others.
it was when it was on Zones, like, man,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I still think the original PS3s look the best, though.
I think that also, mainly, but the thing about this one I like is the disc tray isn't a slot loader, because I have a fear with slot loading consoles that fucking my disc is gonna it's gonna break and my shit's gonna be trapped.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
N64, man, that was a great console in terms of design.
Yeah. But my favorite looking consoles are probably like PS2, N64, Genesis. Genesis Model 1, not the second or the third. But the
Right,
first
yeah,
one.
those are good.
Yeah. It also, the thing I like about Genesis Model 1, it had a fucking headphone jack. So
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was so cool. Okay, sorry.
But yeah, we haven't had a good console design in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw a console. I'm like, oh, that thing looks awesome.
Yeah. Oh well.
I think the closest thing was the Wii, just because of how tiny it was. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, but
The Xbox Slim actually looked okay compared to what it was before. But again, it was compared.
Yeah, like I looked at it, I was like, it looks like a bad PC mod.
Much quieter.
Right. Well, yeah, it's quieter, but like in terms of designing like the looks of it. Was,
yeah, to me it looked like a bad PC case mod.
I don't like the touch sensor button.
I love that.
I was actually totally into that.
I thought that was so cool, and I also like how
I'll brush it on accident. And
yeah, that can happen sometimes.
Yeah. Another thing I like about the PS3 Fat and the PS2 is the fact that you can turn the logo. Oh, that's a nice little detail.
Oh my god!
Yes. Yeah. You know what? I would laugh, but I totally care about that.
It's a nice little touch. Anyway, we got questions here. The first one is: do you think Bully will ever come to this console generation?
I wish, because I loved Bully, but I think this late into the console cycle, Rockstar Games is focused on Grand Theft Auto 5. They just finished Max Payne 3. I hope next console generation. This console generation, there's probably no way.
Yeah, I think they're gonna focus on next generation. But think of it this way: we got Red Dead, which was pretty fucking rad. So
Bully was awesome. Another great game from the PS2 days.
Bully was great. Yeah, I've played the 360 version. It was really good. Anyway, is it possible if I can join the chat on TeamSpeak? If so, can you add the TeamSpeak info every time you post Unscripted Access or somewhere on the site so people can join in the chat? If you just mean the chat, like the text log, I have no problem with people being in there. Like, I'm not the host of this, but that's just my opinion. But if you want to talk, I'd rather not. Anyway,
well, yeah, what we can do with that is with TeamSpeak, since I'm the owner of the server or whatever, I can have him in here and I can mute him. Just not that we think you're just gonna butt in, but we can have it muted, and then you can chat saying, "Hey Nick, I want to say something" or whatever, and then I'll unmute you or whatever. So definitely, so when I do post a podcast, I will be putting that information up. So
also,
as far as times though, those do tend to change. Like I said during the podcast, if you want to do it next week, that's fine. I will not be on next week. But times we aim for when we do our meeting at. Usually starting around Tuesdays at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, usually, but sometimes that can change. So I'll put the information up when I put the podcast up.
Also, we're not playing favorites. It's first come, first serve. So, yeah.
So what do you guys think of doing like a Google Plus hangout where we all get together and talk? Like, you've seen that though, right?
I was actually going to bring this up at the end of the show, but I said, I like to play a lot of PC games. I know I'm going to be using it a lot with Warcraft soon. How about a Steam group? We get a Steam group going for TF2 and such.
That's great, but what I was getting at was Google Plus Hangouts. We could do the podcast while doing the Google Plus Hangout, where I don't think they do just audio. But if you guys were willing to get at least some decent webcams, or just use whatever webcam you have, and then we chat, and then they allow like text chat below the Google Hangout, so everyone that catches us while we're doing it can chat, and we can read the chat while we're podcasting.
Yeah, I was just about to say, how about we just have a fucking chat box and we just talk and read in that. Like, that would be more ideal. Because also, TeamSpeak can only fit, I think right now we're a 10-person server.
Yeah, it's relatively small, but I can always upgrade that.
Well, right, but that's why I was thinking Google Plus Hangout, because that's the first idea to me.
We'll think of something. I'm not sure. I don't think TeamSpeak is a good idea, because, mainly because, the best way I'd put it is we want everyone to be able to join the chat who listens to the show or who would listen to it live anyway, and being able to cram anywhere from only 2 to 8 of you would be kind of unfair. So we'll figure out something. Yeah,
we'll come out with something, and we'll come up with something, and I'll keep you guys updated on whatever we decide to do.
Yeah. Cray T says, haha, back to the epic intros. Love
Wait,
it.
hold up. He did say, Nick, I've tweeted you about this, but you have a lot of followers. I guess you didn't see it. The reason I'm not...
yeah, sorry. The reason I'm not logged into my account on the Gamer Access is because when I log into the Gamer Access, it tells me you cannot access the private section of the site. What is up with that?
That is really strange. You're the first person I've seen tell me that. Sorry, I missed your tweet. If it says that, make sure you're using the right username and the password. It's the same information you'd have logged into the site previously. If you still have the issue, email me at admin@thegameraccess.com. And then I'll look into it on the back end and see if there's something that's not right, something didn't transfer correctly. But you're the only person I've heard have that issue. So make sure you're using the right username that you used to sign in previously and the same password. If it still says that, shoot me an email, admin@thegameraccess.com, and we'll communicate on getting that fixed for you. So, yep.
So, yay. Anyway, Cray T says, haha, back to the epic intros. Love it. Once I got to that section of the podcast, I lost it. Seriously, though, congrats on whatever's taking place. I'm looking forward to hearing more. It's always nice to see people who have worked their tail off come out on top. By the way, come on, Bronson, really, LOL. What is he talking
What's
about?
he referring to?
I know. Like,
what happened last week?
I talked a lot of shit about the Vita. That was
there you go.
So, hey man, my thing for you is
you think he's talking about the Vita? That must be. That's the only thing I can think of.
Like, that was the recurring theme.
Hey man, when it has more than like 4 good games, you know, when it has some great games on it, I'll stop bagging on it. But now,
hey dude, when we were dishing out the reviews, there were a few.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple games in there that were interesting.
Lady Liberty.
Lady Liberty.
You know, Persona 4 The Golden, Ragnarok, Odyssey, and Assassin's Creed all look really good. You know, I don't want the console to fail. I want it to do well, but right now, you know, I go on to GameFly and I'm like, upcoming games for Vita, Persona, it's like it has a couple of titles, but then nothing for months after that. And there's like I go on GameFly, recent releases for Vita, Madden, and then the other titles were released in June. And I'm just like, yeah. It's a great piece of tech. I love watching videos on it, and I'm looking forward to reviewing Little Big Planet Vita. And that game came out at a much needed time because it's starved for games. But
guys, I'm so excited. The regular refs will come back for Thursday night's game. Oh,
can we? You know,
great.
We'll save that for the end of the show.
Oh, so they are coming back for Thursday. Awesome. That's
all
awesome.
right.
Which may not work in my favor. Dang it.
That's great.
I had some hope.
I would just like to say, if the Broncos lose to the Raiders this week, I've lost all faith in this being a playoff team.
I will be the happiest person alive. But it'll be all football.
Anyway, Jenny Smith says, I always knew Nick had a naughty side to him. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Wait, what's that
Jenny,
referring to?
We talked about you being a porn star.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That grin on last week's show image proved it. That was, okay, yeah, the Seattle grin.
The Seattle grin.
You know, LOL. Great show, and I gotta say, can't agree with you, Lambo. The new PS3 is ugly.
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, what would the look of a console ever keep you from purchasing or sway you towards another console?
No.
Well,
I don't look at the console. I look at what the console powers.
Yeah, I look at the games. Like I don't even look at fucking like the hardware specs. Like if there's great games, it could be run on 4-year-old tech as long as there's great games. And it can look like a giant piece of crap. Just use great games for it. And what is the most attractive console to date? PC's not included since there's so much customization.
The most attractive console to date.
Super Nintendo.
Genesis Model 1.
Oh man, I don't know.
Genesis Model 1 with N64 being close second.
See, I'm gonna have to go. I don't like the look of any of the classic consoles. That's why the Nintendo 64.
If we're going by looks of the consoles.
Yeah,
it's the most attractive console.
Okay,
I would have to go. I think
attractive, like actual, like as a console, as like games.
No,
console.
like they mean looks.
No, I'm looking. I'm liking the original PlayStation 3. Honestly, when I first saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, that thing looks awesome."
A little too
big for me. It did make good hamburgers, though.
It's a console. It sits on your freaking entertainment stand. Why does it matter how big it is?
Because, motherfucker, I take my consoles to other people's houses and to PAX.
It's not that heavy.
It's obnoxiously big. It was the original Xbox. Like, it's not like my Wii U. It's not like when we went to a birthday party of my friends and they're like, hey, bring your Wii so we can play Brawl. And, like, it fits in my messenger bag. My PS3 fat would never fit in a messenger bag ever. Unless it was, like, a huge messenger bag. So, I don't know. Like, a little too big and bulky. Love the Model 1 Genesis and N64. PS2 is alright also. Model 1 PS2.
Atomic Purple N64. There's just no beating it.
Oh, and GameCube gets props for also.
For a handle.
Yeah, dude. GameCube had a fucking handle. That thing was...
Oh, yeah.
You
drop that thing off like a story. That stays together. You can play that still.
They dropped it off a garage. They hit it with a sledgehammer. And it still worked.
Xbox, PS2, nope. But GameCube, that will survive, man.
Nintendo builds great hardware. No, they really do. As far as
no handle on that Wii though.
No, too small. No handle on the Wii U either. What's up, Nintendo? Why no handle? No, I really like the look of the GameCube now that I think about it. But yeah, so Genesis, GameCube, and N64. Anyway, Bridget, Bridget, PS3. Or what did you say?
I like the PS3 and the PS2. I like the PS2 because, memory.
I wish they would have created a slim version of the original Xbox.
Well, they did. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I think like the 360. I think the 360 Slim. It looks like what their Xbox Slim would have been.
Well, kinda. But what I would have wanted was like that original, like, they had the rectangle thing, and then they had like
the giant Jewel X in the middle.
Right, but you make that light up green, and then you have it light up like green everywhere. That'd be awesome.
I need to show you some modded Xboxes.
Well, then yeah, okay.
They were really cool. Yeah, that's actually one cool thing about the original Xbox is because it was so big. It had a lot of interesting mods. Anyway, Jay Sway says, "I love how each show Nick and Bronson butt heads. Haha. I agree with that. If Apple was able to come up with a solution for gaming controls, Sony needs to be worried. Sony already needs to be worried. Their handheld is doing piss poor.
We talked about this at length already today, man.
Yeah.
We talk about it every show.
The best-selling game on the Vita worldwide is only in Japan, and it's Persona 4 The Golden. Anyway. Congrats on the move, Nick. It's truly inspiring to see someone come from the ground up and make it to Hollywood.
Thank you. Appreciate it, and I look forward to sharing the details.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how many people really can make it in the porn industry. So, I mean...
I know, right? Especially a male. Like, females, it's not nothing, but a dude, I mean, come on now. Takes a lot of work.
Well, at least you can stay in business longer, once you hit like a certain age as a female, it's not a very stable job. Like, you keep going.
Yeah,
look at Ron Jeremy, the dude's still going.
Oh, I'm blowing him away, like, seriously. Ron Jeremy ain't no one. I'm gonna be the first nominated guy in the Porn Hall of Fame.
You know,
all right.
You know what Ron Jeremy's nickname was? The Hedgehog.
Do I want to know?
The Hedgehog. I was like, that's so weird. Anyway,
he looks more like Mario. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I know. Sadly. If all
Mario. Mario, oh my god.
God damn it. Jay Sway wants to know if all console exclusives were available on PC, do you think PC gaming would become the most popular gaming platform?
No.
I think it already is the most popular gaming platform if you include all types of gaming. Everyone has a PC and plays games on the PC. Just it's not.
I think more people play
games.
I think more people play games on consoles and PCs.
If you're counting Farmville, then we're getting into weird territory.
Well, come on.
If you count, that's games though. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it is the most popular gaming platform. It's just like
well, no. If you're gonna say that, I'll say mobile phones are more popular then because let's count Angry Birds while we're at it.
Absolutely. If you count, I'll count mobile phones. Mobile phones are the most popular gaming platform right now, followed by PCs.
It's a different audience. It's still of the same medium. They wouldn't really show up at E3, but they're still considered.
Yeah, we're here at E3 to show off Angry Birds 2.
Yeah, well,
right.
Farmville 2.
I still count them as games, though.
We're here to show off best Farmville players playing with each other.
Farmville National Tournament.
If they had exclusives,
MLG.
Yeah, if they had exclusives, though.
Here's a cut the rope, Bill scream.
If PCs did have the console exclusives, though, I know I would game only on PC. So that's my take.
Would, but yeah, I don't.
I'd probably go PC if all exclusives were on the PC, but you got to keep in mind, not the general consumer is not thinking about building a PC and upgrading components and things like that.
That's because the average American is pretty fucking stupid.
Obviously, look at our country.
I don't want to go through the effort.
Look at our country.
Yeah, or they're fucking lazy. I absolutely
plus, you gotta look at it this way. People are gonna go where their friends are at, and that's the one thing I don't like about the PC per se is the fact that first of all, it's like, okay, most of the games I play are exclusives, like Gears of War and stuff. But regardless, let's say they're on there. I mean, most people aren't playing. Well, the people that I know, anyways, aren't playing these games online on their PC. They're playing it on their 360, or some of them on their PS3.
My problem is all my friends are scattered to every different platform. So if I buy PC, 360, or PS3, I'm covered. I could literally buy, like, the only thing that I'm really forced to buy on a particular console is I have more bro sports gamers on the 360.
That's why I expect to see Microsoft with their next Xbox announce cross-platform play with the PC, which would be huge. That would be a huge selling point from day one with the next Xbox.
And you want to know what I would do if I was Sony in that case? They've already done this once, but they could totally do. They need to do it more, and with every game that is on both of them, cross-platform play with Steam.
That would be brilliant.
Because games for Windows Live is fucking garbage.
Yes, Steam. There's no arguing. Steam's the best solution for PC gaming.
But Steam's fucking fantastic. Steam is it's Xbox Live, but better and free, and for PC. That's what it is. So, yeah, like, the thing is, though, PCs at this point, I mean, they're fucking Legos. Building a PC at this point...
Bronson, we know that. We don't have to go about this again, but you're talking about a general consumer.
I know. I
Trust me, as someone that worked retail at Best Buy, the thought of them taking the side casing off a PC scares me. Okay, trust me. I worked with these consumers on a daily basis.
I have such high standards for the American public.
Work retail at Best Buy for a day, and you'll be sadly mistaken.
I mean,
these are people that wouldn't even know to unplug their computer before they start working on it.
You would have that. They would have their computer running, and they would be taking stuff off the motherboard.
Oh my god.
Like, fans would be spinning and they get their finger caught in the fan. Like that stuff would happen.
Okay, well, I'm talking about for gamers because if all the gamers I know are relatively intelligent people, like the hardcore gamers I know, and PAX, if anything, proves it, because everyone I talked to at PAX was pretty fucking smart. They have the ability to build a PC, so... At that point, I don't know why you wouldn't make the jump. other than maybe friends are locked to a certain platform. But I don't know, other than games like Borderlands and MMOs, I'm a fucking hermit anyway. So, Lastly, can we expect TGA to make it out to TGS next year? That would be amazing.
I would. Oh my god, that would be incredible.
Yeah, especially because Ashton and I like to save money, so cramming both of us into one of those tiny Japanese hotel rooms.
Oh god, we might not ever see you guys again. Going into a cheap Japanese hotel just doesn't.
Oh god.
That I've heard bad stories.
We come out. We meet you at the fucking place. We both have mohawks and Yakuza back tattoos. It's like, hey, Nick, what's going on? Oh, dude, we met these really awesome people at the hotel.
Yeah, looks like it.
They gave us suits, PCP, and tattoos.
Why do you have those panties? Because there's a panties vending machine downstairs. Why'd you buy from it? Because it was there. I have to. It's Japan. This is expected of us.
And we gotta play Is It Fish?
Oh god.
So, Nick, have I explained this game to you?
I know what I can tell by the name of it, kind of give an idea.
Alright, so we developed this a long time ago when we were just Gamecraft. Ashton, myself, our friend Joe, and Quinn were with us. You met Quinn at PAX. We came up with an idea for a game where, since none of us know Japanese, we'd go into a restaurant and
see, I would not play that. That's disgusting.
Point to something random on the menu. And if you get fish, you lose.
Well, I'd be happy to get fish because I knew what I was eating.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like, that the game, though, is if you get fish, you lose. Even if you like fish. Like, I like fish, so...
I would not order anything off a Japanese menu without knowing what it was.
No.
Because my luck, I'd get freaking Rocky Mountain oysters or something similar to that.
Actually, I've had those. Those aren't that bad.
That's disgusting, dude. I don't care how good they freaking taste. That's nasty.
Yeah.
For anyone who does not know, Rocky Mountain oysters are fried bull balls.
I wouldn't willingly order it, but if you had it at a restaurant and...
You would eat them.
I would... Yes.
Ew. Ew, Bronson. That's disgusting, dude. I don't care if it was the best tasting thing ever.
I don't eat mushrooms because it's fungus. I'm like,
I don't like the taste of mushrooms.
Oh my god. Like I said, I don't care if it's the best tasting food in the world. There is no way I'm eating another animal's sex organs. I'm good.
No.
I'm good.
Or bugs.
I'd eat a bug before I eat a freaking testicle.
Yeah, well...
If it tasted good and I know what it was that I was eating, I'd be fine with it.
Oh, ew.
Ashton, we're going to take you to Colorado.
I wouldn't be able to eat it knowing it.
Alright, Ashton, one day I'm going to feed you something and just be like, it's fried this, and then tell you what it really is.
See, heck no.
Alright,
See, I would never eat anything unknowingly from Bronson.
That's the only thing I've mentioned that's really weird that I eat.
that you've mentioned, and that's
that I'd be willing.
And that's pretty much to the extreme, dude.
Or that I'd be willing to eat anyway. Like I've had
meatballs.
God.
that is to the extreme. Comment section. What do you think about Bronson eating testicles?
God damn it! I've got that image in my head. We need to move on.
God damn it!
I'm opening it up to the comment question. Light up the comment section, guys.
Like, think about what was in those.
Hey man, it's the parts of an animal. You eat
all
different
cow
parts
gravy.
It's disgusting.
You want to know what veal is?
I don't eat veal.
No, let's not.
I don't eat veal. That's cruel.
No.
I don't eat that.
Okay, so the difference is between... Do you eat steak?
Yes, I eat steak.
So what's the difference between if it's a baby cow or a fucking full cow? It's still a fucking cow.
Because they don't allow it to move around. It becomes atrophied, like, and tender. Oh,
God. A dead cow is still a dead cow, no matter what part of it you're eating.
At least that cow wasn't, like, kept in a little tiny box.
No, like, look, I don't follow that logic. Even if it's still kept in a tiny box, a cow is still a cow. And at the end of the day,
but you can't. You're comparing veal to a testicle. Like, there's no relation there.
All right. So
I'd still rather eat veal than a testicle.
Let's say I gave you a deep fried Rocky Mountain oyster, and just said it's something else, and you ate it, and you're like, oh, that's pretty good, and I told you it was Rocky Mountain oyster. Would you really be that bothered?
Over you.
I would never eat one ever again.
Yeah. Like it's still a part of the cow, and you eat other parts of the cow.
What is a testicle? That's.
Oh my god.
The gross parts of the cow.
If it tastes good and I ended eating it, I think I would be able to eat it again.
Oh.
It's just like the context,
Look, I do get the mental thing because I wouldn't willingly order it, but if it is served to me, I wouldn't be like.
I'd be like someone's going hungry tonight because I am not eating that.
Yeah. Like, is it my first choice? Fucking for an appetizer when I'm out in the fucking mountains? No. Fucking, it's not like it's bottom of the list. But if it was served to me, and I was hungry, I would still be like, okay, fine.
I would starve to death.
I just ordered some French fries. Everybody's got French fries.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying,
I would starve to death before I eat those. That's
starve to death.
Literally.
I get starved to death. I mean,
okay,
if it's post-apocalyptic situation, I have to eat the cow balls. I guess,
And the thing is, they're not just raw and cooked. They're not cooked in front of you.
I don't care.
And they're deep fried. Man.
It is still a sex organ, Bronson, and worse enough, it is a testicle. I don't care.
You eat eggs. You eat eggs, don't you?
I actually don't eat eggs, no.
Okay, well...
that's okay.
Because eggs,
if you buy them from the store, they're not fertilized. So that's
they're still...
they're not fertilized. Eggs. They're not fertilized, though.
They're still...
I mean, if you're getting them from, a farm where they're fertilized, then that's kind of I've seen that before.
Okay, well...
We can have this discussion.
Yeah. Either way.
Well, now you guys can assume what the intro's gonna be about.
Oh, God.
Freaking bull testicles.
That should just be the picture for the podcast.
Oh, God, no, I don't want to scare people away.
Of that dish.
I don't want to scare people away. They come to the Gamer Access for the first time to watch Unscripted Access, and they see a big old testicle on the site.
God.
Oh.
Yeah.
South Park episode, the balls.
Oh my God, what we talk about? How do we even get in the topic about how do we get in that topic?
Because you said you'd rather do something than eat Rocky Mountain oysters, and I'm like, I've had Rocky Mountain oysters.
How do we get to Rocky Mountain oysters?
Because he said he'd rather do something. He'd rather eat Rocky Mountain oysters than do something, and then I'm like, okay,
I did not. I definitely did not say I'd eat Rocky Mountain.
You said you would rather do that than eat Rocky Mountain oysters, and I'm like, I've actually had Rocky Mountain oysters. They're not that bad. Yeah. Okay, so there we go.
Really?
God. Now I need to find my place where I left off.
Right.
Okay, turnaround shot says, "Congrats on the move. I'm proud to see the TGA crew not respond negatively. At least I know of to the change. No, there was a lot of drama behind closed doors, crying.
Yeah, fussed each other out so bad.
I mean, there's a reason Emily is here. I mean,
Yeah, she's. No, she's fine.
We're all good. We're cool here. I know a lot of people would get jealous and just quit, but they're smart and they know the type of person you are. Can't wait to see how things unfold over these next couple of years. As always, enjoyable show and look forward to hearing about the next opportunity and the continuation of Unscripted Access."
Thank you.
Yay.
Yep. So, dude. Thank you. Yep. Guest Solid Snake says unlimited detail real-time rendering technology is an ideal solution that will resolve the problem developers are facing each gen with gaming in general in this video below. And I watched it, and it was a long-ass video about new tech coming out, which seemed kind of interesting. So, yeah.
Do you think his real name's Solid Snake?
Yeah, absolutely. First name Solid, last name Snake.
Yep.
Alex, 1873. Man, he's old. He's really old.
That old material, man.
Yep.
Reruns.
Anyway, who knew my name would get mentioned? God, I hope I don't live that long. A funny show. Use it a second week in a row, dude, and goddamn.
All right.
Vinny Castanova. God, dude, your last name is fucking awesome.
Every single time Bronson compliments his name.
It is, dude. It's so cool. Are you kidding me?
That is a pretty awesome name.
Vinny Castanova? God. Oh. Like, just fuck. Anyway,
go get your brother Vinny.
Yeah, go get
Vinny
your brother
Castanova.
Yeah, exactly. No, the weird part is I live in an Italian family where the oldest member of it currently is named Don.
Right.
So if this was the mob, he would be Don Fiore, and that would also be his actual name. Anyway,
Oh, man.
Nick, you got me hooked on Dead Trigger. Just thought I'd check it out, and here I am a few days later playing it whenever I have my phone and I'm not busy. Game looks amazing, and I agree that I have not seen a Vita game of this caliber visually. Kind of scary. How do you guys feel about the PlayStation PR layoff as members of the press? I think it sucks dick when anyone in this industry loses their job. And I'm not as upset as I was over the whole Gerstmann scandal in 2007, but I'm still kind of irked about it.
Yeah, I kind of already talked about the whole PR thing.
We did quite a bit, but yeah.
It's upsetting. As members of the press, it sucks because it makes things more difficult. And like Bronson said, it's just sad, regardless of what position you are, it's sad to see people in the industry get laid off. Unless you're Bobby Kotick. I would love to see him just freaking disappear off the face of the earth.
Yeah, if you're Bobby Kotick or that dude or the head of EA or that guy at EA that bragged about since his time of joining EA, they haven't released a single player only title.
God damn. What the fuck?
Yeah, that really bothered me. Not all fucking games need multiplayer, but we'll save that for Bronson rants. Finally, guest Septic.
A long one, guys. Get prepared.
Says
we got a speech.
Okay, I have them all, and it's PC over 360 over PS3 for me. It's all down to preferences, really. When I do game, I game online a lot, and after the PC, the 360 is the console of choice. The PS3 is frustratingly backwards when it comes to online play and playing with mates. I can't even send voice message. I mean, the original Xbox could do that. Hey, dude, I agree with you. Also, I prefer most of the exclusives on the 360. This one I disagree with, but okay. No PS3 FPS comes close to Halo, and with Halo 4 around the corner, this is going to take a big chunk of my gaming time. So, can we just answer this in paragraph chunks, please?
Yes.
So, as far as single player goes, I'm pretty much totally agree with you outside of Resistance 3 and Half-Life. Yeah. Multiplayer-wise, I love a lot of multiplayers that aren't Halo, but Halo is my favorite. Okay, everyone else, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with most of the good exclusives being on 360, because it's like, okay, you've got Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable,
Dance Central.
But it's like with PlayStation, you've got Uncharted, you've got Infamous, you've got God of War, you got The Last of Us coming out. I mean, there's a much wider selection. You got MotorStorm, Gran Turismo. There's a much wider selection. On the
Yakuza.
So, yeah, I personally didn't like Yakuza, but it had its audience. But the PlayStation, I don't know. We all have our own.
First 2.5 years, 3 years of console generation, I can see why 360 was the console preference, because it had a lot more. Not only was the PS3 a weaker library, but even if it had the library it had now, or the 360 had a lot of variety at that time. You had Viva Pinata and Cameo and Dead or Alive and Banjo Nuts and Bolts, and the Fable games were still fresh and kind of interesting. But now they've decided, okay, we're just going to go with Fable, Gears, Forza, Halo, Fable, Gears, Forza, Halo, Dance Central. So we've had that talk before. And yes, I'm also really excited for Halo 4.
Aren't we all? I know I am.
All right. I know what I'm doing November 6th after I do my duty as an American citizen to vote. Yeah.
Oh, wow, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's crazy.
I vote for Halo 4 as president.
Are you going to write that in?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
I'm going to write in Ron Paul. So.
Well, that's what I'm doing, seriously, but I was going to try and continue the joke, but...
Yeah. I'm going to write in Ron Paul, you know.
Paul
Ron. The chance of him winning.
Yeah.
But I refuse to compromise.
Ashton, we need to start a viral campaign. Starting with the Gamer Access.
They've been doing it well enough, and we really don't need to bring any more politics into this podcast.
Okay.
Next.
They're both bad. That's all I gotta say.
Come on, let's move on.
Alright. The online portion
there are a bunch of pigs. Hey, no, we can keep going.
The online portion of games on the 360 are far better, in my opinion, when it comes to exclusives, anyway. Gears of War 3 easily trumps the likes of Uncharted's multiplayer, which seemed like an afterthought. With Horde mode, Grease mode, and the proper multiplayer with dedicated servers, Forza with its excellent community support, I just think it's better than Gran Turismo, although arguably not as good as a simulator.
I can agree on what he said there.
I would say that for the most part. Outside of a lot of 360 or PS3 games online, I haven't really got that into. The ones I really got into were Killzone 2, Madden, when I bought Madden for it, although that's not an exclusive. That's really about it. That's the one. It's been the Killzone games. So, yeah. Anyway, I prefer the PS3 for my fighting games simply because of the controller. Interestingly, most of the beat-em-ups actually run better on 360. I do have both versions of the games below. Anyway, the games Lee brings up are Mortal Kombat 9. Loading is faster, online sync is faster, and performs as better as well with PS3. If you execute an X-ray move, it has this odd delay until the X-ray move phases out. The delay is inconsistent. So if you combo, you can string after the X-ray. This really messes your timing up. The 360 is always consistent. Online play is smoother and of a more social affair in the King of the Hill mode, etc. Once again, didn't really notice much of the smoothness issue that you're talking about, but yeah, I'll agree with online. Once again, the fact that the PS3 was never packed in a microphone really kicked them in the balls.
Yeah, let's hope they change that with the next PlayStation.
Yep. Street Fighter, okay. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. Again, the 360 version is smoother. Just try and change the controls during a match on the 360 version compared to the PS3. You get this annoying pause every time. Also, the same goes with the options. Furthermore, the PS3 confuses profiles and the button layout system mapped to them if you play locally. So basically, sometimes it attributes the wrong controller to the wrong player. I've never had these problems with that game, so I can't really say much.
Yeah, I don't really play fighters to really know.
Yeah, I know that I've been playing Persona 4 Arena on the PS3, and that ran perfectly smooth, and the online code was actually better than the 361 because they just fucked up the code for it. Atlas tends to favor the PS3, which is weird, but okay. Because a lot of the time the PS3 version gets shafted in most Western titles, so I've noticed the opposite for Japanese games. Street Fighter 4, the loading on the PS3 was maybe 3 to 4 times longer than on the 360. In online matches, you're correct. Yeah. Still, I've always ended up buying the PS3 version because the PS3 is in my living room. The controller is better for fighting games. Yep, pretty much. It all comes down to player preference, though. The PS3 is a better console for third-person games and single-player games, I find. To be honest, though, this has been the generation of multi-platform games, and you can't go wrong with either. With Microsoft bagging the likes of GTA, Tekken, Final Fantasy, and now the newest Metal Gear Solid, you can't really go wrong with either. Yeah, once again, if you made me choose one, I'd take a PS3 just because because I'm more of a single player gamer. But yeah, you could own either and have plenty of good stuff to play. However, to truly enjoy this gen, you should get all platforms. That way, you don't miss out on anything. Smiley face.
Yeah, I gotta give props to this guy. Because the thing with him that a lot of people don't do, and it's really missing in this industry, is he stated what consoles and I'm not saying everyone has to do this, but he stated which platforms he preferred, but then backed it up with why. Most people are just like, oh, PS3 sucks, or 360 sucks, or PS3 has better games, and they just leave it there. This guy went into depth on it, so I got to give the guy props on that.
Well, I mean, yeah, basically. I mean, I just spend some time in the GameSpot System Wars forums. That'll tell you how bad it can be.
God damn. Yeah, those are... He handled this much better than a lot of the users there could ever...
Yeah, while I don't agree with it, it's like I respect his opinion because he backed his opinion up. It's like people that just say, oh, PS3 sucks. It's like, okay, why do you feel it sucks? It's like, when you just say PS3 sucks, I can't take that seriously because you don't back it up. It's like, if you truly think it sucks, okay, tell me why. Just like, I'm gonna say, it's not that I don't, it's just, I'm not gonna say it sucks, that's a bad word for it, but I don't care for the Wii, and my whole reason why I'm not caring for the Wii is because a lot of games require motion, and there's not the game market that I like to play on the Wii. I don't just say, oh, the Wii sucks, and leave it there. You've got to back it up.
Well, what I hate is when you say you dislike something, and then you say why, and then they're like, you're just a hater, just another hate. Like, it just makes my head explode. Like, last year, and I'll pull it up in a minute, but on my Call of Duty review, oh my god.
It's just like, I love it when, like, one day I'm called a PS3 fanboy, and the next day I'm called 360 fanboy. I'm like, I don't think I can be both, guys.
Right.
It's like, I present the positives and negatives of both sides. I'm not one-sided, so it's like one topic I might side on 360, the next topic I might side on the PS3. It's just how it goes. It's like if you're calling me a fanboy, I think you're a fanboy because you're that upset about it that you have to point it out. It's like, I own both platforms. I own a PC that's capable of PC gaming. Do I do much PC gaming? No. But I own a PS3, own a 360, own a Wii. I own all the platforms. I have my preferred platform, which is the PS3, and that's just what it is. And if anyone wants to question me on why, I've said it several times, the game selection is the main reason why the PS3 is my preferred platform. But I have no problem admitting that 360 has better online network. I have no problem admitting the PC has more hardware potential. I see the positives and negatives of each platform, and I can back it up. So,
I was like to say, do you realize how much crap we review in a year?
There is a lot of crap each and every year.
Like, fuck.
Oh,
yeah, hold on, give me a minute. It's gonna take me a little bit.
It's really sad too. It's like you read something like that, and sometimes you just want to laugh, but then other times you're like, "That's so sad that those people infect our industry." It's like, especially as a part of the media, it's like it's like these people bust their ass to provide great games and great consoles, and then we have people that completely disregard them just because they freaking hug the nuts of one company. It's like, are they giving you a paycheck? Because like, you are like, you're failing to even give the other side a chance.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's so crazy that like they'll like something and they feel they need to defend everything about it, and then when it like say, for instance, you criticize the lack of evolution in something, how a series doesn't evolve, and then they bitch about it, and then they play and they're like, man, this is starting to get old. And it's just like, because they're resistant to change. Honestly, if you want a really good like to watch something really good on the psychological side of fanboyism, the Escapist Expo did an entire panel on it with a bunch, and like just look up Escapist Expo fanboyism panel. You'll find it on the internet.
Yeah, while I was not at the panel, I was at the Escapist Expo. So
did you meet Jim Sterling and thank God for him?
I did not see Jim Sterling, unfortunately.
Okay.
He's one of the very, very, very few journalists working under a big company that I respect.
I love his Jimquisition stuff. The journalists that I pay attention to are the entire Giant Bomb staff, Jim Sterling, and IGN PlayStation. Those are the big ones for me. And
I agreed until you said IGN.
Look,
yeah,
their coverage isn't great.
Well, yeah.
I really do like Greg Miller and Colin Moriarty. They are really cool.
Well, I guess those two are alright. Other people, yeah. I'll keep.
Hence why I said IGN PlayStation.
I'll keep some of the other names out because I've met some of them, and yeah, that's yeah. I'm not going into that, but yeah.
What do you guys think of Ben and the Arcade Report?
Penny Arcade Report's good. I met one of the journalists for the Penny Arcade Report in line for Dance Central at PAX.
See, the thing is, like, I don't mean to sound cocky or like anything like that, but I don't really follow other sites. Like, I get my news through like press releases from the companies, and sometimes
I don't even do news.
Like, I don't go to IGN.com, or even though I respect them, I don't go to GiantBomb.com. It's just I don't know.
It's not the news I go there for. I go there for their commentary on it because I respect them as fellow journalists, and I really like a lot of their stuff, and I like hearing their
It's also their
opinion on it.
personalities. They have some hilarious personalities.
That
I know it has to do with games, but that's really the reason I go to Giant Bomb at this point. Like, after this podcast, I'm going to watch the quick look for Connect Sesame Street TV. No, I'm not interested in Connect Sesame Street TV if you were planning to ask, but this will be something crazy. And then, Escapist has some nice commentary, but yeah, in terms of news, I don't really get anything from other sites at this point anymore, except Giant Bomb on accident because I just happened to be there to watch their playthrough of some really dumb game.
Yeah, so for me, I like the in-depth commentary, and I do like comedy in the case of Giant Bomb. Penny Arcade Report, they do a lot of really in-depth write-ups that I like. Jim Sterling's, he does in-depth write-ups, but he also does the Jimquisition video series, which, that's great. Same thing, reason why I follow the Game Over Thinker. There are a lot of game journalists out there. There's fucking hundreds of us, but I follow a select few because I like their opinion or I find them humorous, or whatever reason. I don't really go to them for news. Like, I can go to any game site for news. Fuck, I just go, it happens to be there, I find out about it, and then I go there for the real reason I was there.
Yeah, so.
And that's the end of that topic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I'm sure that's a big reason why people follow us. Like, yeah, you come here for reviews, but you fucking
right.
You stay for the personalities and the commentary. Like, you want to hear commentary about Borderlands 2, but you want to hear commentary about Borderlands 2 from Nick and myself and Ashton and Bridget. Like, that's why you come here.
Right.
Anyway, I found that review. The fanboy freak out. Same game engine, get your facts straight. Infinity Ward has updated the original engine to the point of the original code is no longer there. Yes, it's listed as that game engine because they haven't made a new one. However, they already stated that the original coding is non-existent. How can I consider your review as credible when you throw around the same garbage as haters? Just another review by another hater.
Just another review by another hater. I love it.
First off, I don't hate Call of Duty. In fact, Call of Duty 1 and 2 are two of my favorite shooters ever, and Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare, is an amazing game.
That's a great game.
And Modern Warfare 2 is kind of a dumb action movie, but it's a fun dumb action.
Yeah, let's keep in mind, guys, a review is opinion. It's like you can't.
Okay,
right.
I wouldn't do this on the Gamecast. I'm going to discuss it here. You can't write an objective review. It doesn't fucking exist. People are like,
well, you can. That's called an overview.
No, it's called the game.
It's called an overview.
It's called the game has sound.
The overview
you can listen
has sound.
The game has sound. You can listen to it unless you are deaf. It comes on a disc. You know, at points in the game, you can shoot people. And you know what? That and unless you don't include screenshots of the game at all, it's not objective because you chose those screenshots. So even when joking about it, you couldn't do it. Like, that's why. So reviews A, opinion. B, I don't hate Call of Duty. And if you think I do, well, guess what? I just got assigned to review Black Ops 2 today. So volunteered for it, actually. Because that game actually looks kind of interesting to me. But that's what I was saying. Like, I gave it a 7.5. That's another thing we need to get over. 7 is not a bad score. The middle of the road score of like a game is kind of is a 5. Like that's the middle of on a 10-point scale. So if I get
I can hear Bonson banging on his table, you need to get a podium when you do your rant. You need a podium.
I'm gonna see if I can find a cheap one somewhere. But the thing here is though. If we give a game a 5, that means it's kind of meh or a little bit above or a little bit below average. A 7 is a good score. I gave the game a 7.5 and said I liked a lot about it. It's just really repetitive. Okay, so there's so much, and also reviews are not the same as criticism. There's criticism as art, and then there's a review, which is criticizing the game and giving consumer advice. That's our job. You want to go somewhere else if you want criticism for a game as art. You know, like that's what Yahtzee, Zero Punctuation does. You know, fucking in a humorous way where he rags on everything, but still, you know, you come here because it's consumer advice. You know, like that's the difference. Oh my god, there's so much wrong with like expectations from game reviews and scoring and all kinds of shit. You know. Anyway, sorry, go back to where did we leave off? Sorry.
Where did we leave off?
I think that was our last that was our last comment.
Yeah, that was the last comment, so thank you. Yes, like I said earlier, I've been playing a shit ton of Borderlands and Pandaria over the next weeks. So add me on PSN. I told it earlier in the show. Undying Sarge, capital U, capital S, or Sarge1440 at yahoo.com is my battle.net. If you want to add me on battle.net. And same thing with. Oh, and if you add me on anything, tell me it's from TGA. If I get a random friend request, I'm just gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Also, guys, you got an Eevee. I could use an Eevee. I don't know how to trade Pokemon, but if you guys got an Eevee, contact me. I'll figure something out because I could use one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We're gonna Gamecast this week is gonna have a special journalist guest who might be joining the staff. So listen to the Gamecast this week.
Stay tuned to that, and then also stay tuned. Like I said, follow me on Twitter. You're gonna see a lot of pictures and hopefully stuff of the studio, and then hopefully. Let's see, by the time the next podcast goes up, hopefully there will be a press release on the site. If not, definitely by the following podcast with the details. Because I've been having people email me through the roof, and then you guys are commenting. I know, guys, I want to tell you guys as much as possible, but I can't up to this point. So as soon as possible, I'll fill you in.
I have one last thing I need to add. You've probably noticed the Bronson and Anthony Super Mega Awesome Go Playtime Chrono Trigger, finally got the name down, is been producing episodes at a slower pace recently. That's because Anthony has been busy with engineering and being super, super busy, and you can't record the Bronson and Anthony show without Anthony. So
It's kind of, yeah.
So when he gets free time, that's when we record. We swear to God, though, we're gonna finish Chrono Trigger, and we're at least gonna do Halo 1. And by the time we get to Halo 1, it might be the Bronson, Ashton, and Anthony show, or the Bronson and Ashton show. So
You better have it done by the time it's there.
And it will be available in HD because it's
Yeah, it will.
Now got an HD capture device. We're stepping up, guys.
And with high quality sound.
Yes.
God,
audio.
awesome.
Yeah, better video and audio coming soon with the Bronson and Anthony Awesome Go Playtime. Did I say that correct?
Super mega awesome.
Almost.
Oh, super mega awesome Go Playtime.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're improving the equipment. But one thing we're also going to do, we're planning to do a video of showing you our old setup so you can see the fun that is.
Oh, God
okay,
damn.
so we have Anthony's big-ass PC, his old rig, connected to my TV, and then his laptop set up to record sound. And then because for some reason the Wii has hooked into the computer, and then we have to output the video to the TV, like I said earlier, but the sound for some reason won't come through the HDMI of the fucking TV. So we have to have it go to a set of external speakers.
We'll get video up on the site of all of this.
Oh, I just want to describe the madness. And then we have the fucking PC also outputting sound to external speaker setup that I had for my old desktop PC for fucking... Because for some reason the sound won't go to the HDMI. And that is how we have been recording that show for, I think it's 30-something episodes.
35 episodes.
35 episodes now. So we're hoping to...
Dude.
Our goal is to... Also, just so you know, our goal is to clock in under 42 episodes. That's our current goal. But we're probably not going to beat that, but we're going to damn try. So, yeah. If you've been watching that, great. We're also going to have our friend, if you enjoyed our friend Joe on the podcast, we're going to try and get him on for the Super Mega Awesome Go Playtime. And, that's it.
We can talk more about visual novels.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, speaking of visual novels, the audiobook for Mod World is out and it's pretty awesome. So
That's not a visual novel in any
no,
way.
I know, but it's a novel.
Alright.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess so. That's a video game themed novel. That's
exactly.
right. Sure.
Bronson Rants coming soon-ish when I don't have a pile of games to review. So, yeah.
Well,
Well, I've noticed that I looked at my schedule and I get a break in mid-October. So
you should try, considering what's going to be coming up in the next year, you should probably try to figure out a way to squeeze it in regardless.
yeah, I know it's the whole day job thing, looking for one.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot going into effect, guys. So
Yeah.
much.
Oh yeah, we're going through so much.
Expect, like I said, with the new position I'm gonna have, because that's gonna be my job. Yes, I'll be producing content for them, but it will be embedded on the site as well. So expect a lot of video, a lot more video than ever before on the site.
And because I've gained a ton of free time recently, expect a lot more writing from me. Yay. Expect a lot more content from us in general, improved everything, video, writing, etc. We're making a push to make this bigger.
Yes. So.
And we're also all moving to one side of the country, except for Bridget.
Yeah, she's gonna be the only one that's not on the West Coast. Well, Emily's in Chicago, so she'll be stuck there. Although I've been talking to her, and she might be moving to San Francisco soon. So
and our possible new staff member is in Jersey.
Oh, so we'll have an East Coast loner because I leave Friday. One more day. Oh my God, I fly. Oh my God, I got less than 25 hours in North Carolina.
Jesus.
26 hours. Less than 26 hours in North Carolina. I'm gonna miss you guys. Now, I'll be flying back for Thanksgiving and Christmas, but no, huge shout out to some of the Facebook fans. For you guys that don't know, I do have a Facebook fan page. It is linked pretty much to my Twitter, so everything I tweet out goes straight to Facebook. But I do check the Facebook fan page every now and then, see what you guys are commenting, what you guys are saying, and I respond back. And there was one guy, he was like, "You're bringing gaming back to North Carolina." I'm like, wow, dude, like, I appreciate that. Like, that's kind of, I wouldn't say that, but I'll definitely do my best to do as much as I can to kind of bring more of a focus over here as much as possible. And like I said, I will be busting my ass harder than I ever have before. Once now I'm gonna have resources, and I'll just leave it there. Resources I've never had before. Things are gonna get interesting. They're gonna get interesting. So stay tuned. It's all because of your guys' support. You guys promoting stuff. Your support drives us to do what we do, and
it literally fuels me. Like I feed on it. Like I can't function as a human being without props.
Feed on it like a cowticle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call back.
But yeah, we really appreciate it, guys. So continue spreading the word, continuing commenting, providing questions, and like I said, any future events, let us know if you're there, and we will make sure we find a time to meet up or whatever. So I think we have Jay Sway satisfied because we look like we're just now crossing the 2-hour mark. So
I did my best, man. I did my best.
So Jay Sway got his over 2-hour episode. He's got 4 hours of the Gamecast. So we got plenty of audio content coming. So thank you guys for listening. That wraps up episode number 22.
We love you. Bye.
Peace out.
See ya.
Bye.